All right, let's be honest. When you think forklift operator, what's the first image that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably a guy, right? Hard hat, high-vis vest, buzzing around a warehouse. It's just, for so long, this has been seen as a classic man's job.
So that's the big question, isn't it? In this field that's always been seen as a man's world, is there really a place for women behind the controls? I mean, are we talking about an old stereotype, or is that still the reality on the ground?
The answer, an absolute 100% yes. Let's just get that out of the way right now. It's not a maybe, it's not a sometimes, it is a definite yes. That old perception, it's totally outdated. And trust me, the reality is changing fast.
Okay, but look, don't just take my word for it. This isn't about my opinion. This is about what the law actually says. So let's break down the official rules because they make it super clear that this career path is open to everyone. And boom, here it is, in black and white. This isn't just some friendly suggestion, you know? This is a straight-up ruling from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. And what that means is if a company refuses to hire a woman who is qualified for the job, well, they're breaking the law, plain and simple. So let's dig into this a little deeper. The whole system is built for equality. You've got OSHA, the big safety guys, and guess what? They have absolutely zero rules that say a woman can't operate a forklift. Getting certified? It's all about what you can do, not who you are. And yeah, you need stamina, but the job isn't about being the strongest person in the room. It's about skill, safety, and being competent. That's it.
Okay, so the law is on your side, but this isn't just about what's on paper, right? This is happening in the real world right now, all across the globe. So let's talk about some of the women who are already out there crushing it and paving the way for everyone else.
I mean, check this out. You've got Lita Safriana, an operator in a huge manufacturing complex in Indonesia. Then there's Bahana Thapalia. She became Nepal's first female driver while helping with earthquake response. How amazing is that? And get this, in Papua New Guinea, a company hired its first 5 female operators. And you know what they found? Their whole operation got more efficient. So these aren't just one-off stories. This is a real global movement. So it's one thing to know it's possible, right? But it's another thing to know how to actually do it. So let's say you're interested. What's the actual path to getting certified? Well, let me tell you, it's probably way more straightforward than you think. Okay, it really just comes down to 5 main steps. First, you find a local school and get enrolled. Easy enough. Then you've got some classroom time to learn all the theory and safety rules, super important stuff. After that, you've got to pass a written test. Then comes the fun part. You actually get behind the wheel for some hands-on training. And finally, you do a final assessment with an instructor to show him you know your stuff. You pass that, and bam, you've got your certificate. So what are we talking about in terms of time and money? You're not going to believe this. It's usually just 1 or 2 days. And the cost? Somewhere between $100 and $250. Seriously. For a certification that can launch a whole new career, that's an unbelievable return on investment for a skill that's always in demand. All right, you've got the certificate, now what? Let's get to the good stuff, the pay, the promise, and what it's really like on the job. We're going to talk about what you can actually make and what it takes to be really good at this. So let's talk numbers. In the US, the average salary for a forklift operator is sitting right around $40,000 a year. That is a solid, stable income that gives you a great foundation. But, and this is a big but, that's just the average. Because that 40 grand is just the middle ground. There is real room to grow here. You might start out closer to 36,000, sure. But once you get some experience under your belt, you could be making over 46,000 a year. And that's not even counting differences in where you live or what industry you're in. The takeaway here is simple. In this job, experience really does pay off. So how do you get to that higher salary? Well, it all comes down to these core skills. Of course, you have to be good at controlling the machine, but it's also about having the stamina to get through the day and being able to communicate really well with your team. And maybe most important of all is situational awareness. Just always being aware of your surroundings to keep everyone safe. Now, look at that list. You notice anything? Not a single one of those skills has anything to do with gender. It's all about being focused and competent. So let's bring it all together. What have we seen? The legal barriers? They're gone. The real-world women doing the job? They're already out there, proving it can be done. And the path to get your own certification is clear, fast, and totally affordable. Those old perceptions are exactly that, old. Look, the demand for skilled operators is only going up. The opportunity is there for anyone. anyone who has the drive and gets the right training. The door is wide open. So really, for anyone out there thinking about this, the question isn't, can I do this anymore? The question is, what will you build?